Tonight, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
They love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the inner harbor of Baltimore. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. But I watch some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And what a sophomore season he had for the Cardinals. Pretty much swept every major quarterback award, including the Heisman Trophy. And we spent a lot of time talking about his legs. Formidable. He can run the ball like few others, but the key to everything for him is ability to be accurate from the pocket.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And right away, he lost the football. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. Flush to his right, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now Ryan. A slant to Jones. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
The tackle by Justin Matavike. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and...
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
12 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 12. And the Falcon first down.
To throw is Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Forced out to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now. It's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games. His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the... but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really... confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Mr. Davis, you're a football lifer, my friend. You've called games at the highest level. You know head coaches inside and out. Please explain that one to me. Speechless. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
Derrick Henry, the ball carrier.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd and 8.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He loses 4, and it brings up 4.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
39-yard line.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Yeah, they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, you know, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and set it for field goals.
And now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Well, that'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Now it's Gurley. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own,
the Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
The tackle
made there by Jordan Poyer.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
Jackson on 3rd down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense. That'll move the ball downfield.
Anderson on the return. The Falcons take over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 4.
Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Falcons.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 4 yards remain for 2nd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. $12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Atlanta.
Throwing again, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper.
Ryan.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Ryan flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
He was calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
No gain on the play.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's a rare two-miss ball game for him now. Normally one of the more dependable guys you're going to find around.
Very unlike him. One of the better kickers in the NFL. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him physically or mechanically. He's just having one of those games.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Lamar Jackson sacked.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Falcons grab it.
Jackson's pass complete.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. but let's face it, they may have to. So right now the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their 38. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Jackson, and his pass incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, but now it's third down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Throw left side complete. It's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And some space here. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 33 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. So a design run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work. Yeah, there's no doubt.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Operate. Ryan, flush to his right. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Coverage on the play by Kyle Fuller.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Byington, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
At the 48-yard line.
Now Gordon on first down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
48-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. Henry's got it out on the left side. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. To throw on 3rd down, Jackson. And this is caught by Watkins. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He'll find his man on the comeback route, complete.
15.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. A first down carry for Henry. He stiff arms him. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
7 brings up 2nd and 3.
Derrick Henry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
1 brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Jackson. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll throw from the gun. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. Space to maneuver at the 40. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. A gain there of 21 yards.
21 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ryan's pass taken in by Ridley. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Falcons.
To throw again is Ryan. And he fires one incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Now 2nd and
10. Throwing again. Ryan. Going right back to Jones. This time the connection made. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. On first down, Ryan eluding the pressure right. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on second down. Ryan. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown.
Touchdown.
A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
At the 28.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Derrick Henry, the ball.
The Ravens on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
That's good.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Xavier Howard on the coverage.
To throw again, Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Andrews. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson ready. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Flushed out right and nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Intended for Taylor Gabriel. Coverage on the play by Kyle Fuller.
Throwing again, Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
I think we already know that this guy's going to be ready when they ring the bell for week 1. That play, almost routine for him, but still, nice to know that he's still got it.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. And you've got to deliver the ball on time.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. Coup now for the point after. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown.
Younghoe Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up and down the field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. We will see here that he's done quite a bit, but the bottom line, I guess, partner, it hasn't been enough right now.
And let's face it, everyone wants to be in a spotlight, but when you're not winning, that's not quite as much fun because that's the bottom line, especially if you're a quarterback. Did you lead your team to a victory? No matter how many passes you threw, completed, all of that, that's what he wants to get done.
So far, he does at least have some good highlights to take home with it. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Gurley. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Todd Gurley, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football. Caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
Brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
2nd and 6. At the 27.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Now Gurley. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down at around the 22. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no move by Dan Quinn to get the offense off the field. They're staying out there, and they're going for it on fourth. They're running with Gurley, and he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They run. It's Gurley. And he'll be taken down here at a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up third. Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful. Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. We've got 2 more after this one, and then we get it all started, as we normally do, on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, at the very least, you can't say it's not competitive. All tied up at halftime. And for the call of the second half, we get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Taking it about the 1.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Charles, we get a look at the draft class here for this team. What do you think?
Well, I think for the most part, I do like what they did because, to me, they got some solid players in the early rounds. And then if I'm correct in my evaluation, they got some great value in the later rounds as well.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Kaderl Hodge has it complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
First down pass.
He's a high draft pick, so maybe a bit of a mulligan, but you never want to throw a preseason interception, especially as a rookie.
No, but this is the time to do it, right? Let's get the kinks out. He's still got to learn how to read coverages, still has to learn the entire offense, has to see how he fits with the players around him. But bottom line is what you said right in the beginning. He's a high draft pick. They want him on the field sooner rather than later, so let's keep giving him some reps and seeing what they have.
Second and 11 at the 45-yard line.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
The pass.
He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that'll bring up what looks to be a third and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The quarterback.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
There's certainly a lot of quality receivers on this team, so he's no lock to make this squad. But the way he's got to do it, make every routine catch that comes his way, and mix in some of the big-time ones like the one we just saw there.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. That's to the speedster Olamide Zaccheaus. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flushed out right. They'll try and run it. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
One hallmark of good defense. defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
He is good. Makes the score Ravens 24.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He'll run it. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 25-yard line.
Now here's a throw that's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Number 87. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Seems to me that our friend Old Momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
A loss of 4 yards. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 14. Complete to Zacchaeus. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
And this one through the uprights and good. So that drive, 4 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off.
Younghoe Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
Over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. He'll drop to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The quarterback sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Well, the second down throw on target, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
50-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I'm sure as a rookie, even though this is preseason, Charles, interceptions, you got to eat at you quite a bit.
They certainly do, but here's the problem that he's confronted with. He's not the high draft pick. He's not seen as the next guy. He's got to prove himself to everyone and get noticed. So maybe instead of taking the safer throw, you press it a little bit. Try and push it downfield, try and fit into a tight...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. Touchdown, Ravens. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Flush to his right. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Quarterback is
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
It's certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Gets this one to Hill. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Back now in Baltimore as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
1st down Falcons.
He'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Second and 4. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
4 yards to go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. His throw caught at about the 5.
The pass.
And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Kadero Hodge, but now it's 3rd and goal. Back to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Escaping the press, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Rocky Sin. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Sliding out of the pocket, and the ball is knocked out, and the Falcons grab it. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
Flush to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Flushed out, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
At the 26.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Throwing right, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
3rd and long.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield. But they never did.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a leaping catch. He's got it.
The pass.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. At the 7. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. From 3 yards out. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. And he'll bang that one through. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Here a throw. Taken in by Watkins. 30, past the 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Sammy Watkins. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that one. He read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
On play action, they'll throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
There was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
They begin the drive with Hill. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. The 40. 20. 10. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Justice Hill. It's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.